Juventus won, Lecce won. 2 points thrown away, gifted to the poor. Robin Hood, whatever you want to call it. We've gifted them a result. Lecce, guys. We're talking about Lecce. I swear Lecce means milk in Spanish or something. Lecce. These guys here are rubbish at football. They're one of the worst teams in the Serie A. The highest place Lecce will finish this year, I guarantee, is 17th. They're either going down to Serie B or they'll just survive by the skin of their teeth. You see the way they celebrated at the end. They couldn't believe it. They came to Torino and they got a point. They couldn't believe it. And do you know why they got a point? Because of us. We gifted it to them. We gifted them the result. We gifted them a draw today. It's on us. Guys, it's on us. Look, there's no score here. I don't want to make a scorecard for this game. It's 1-1. You guys know, you're watching this video. You know what the score is. I don't want to put it on screen. I didn't even want to make the graphic. Honestly, I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say. If we look at this game. Now, if we look at the momentum, let's just talk about everything. There's so much to talk about. The momentum. Look how much momentum Lecce had and they got a draw. Did they deserve a point? Yes. I'll tell you why they deserve the point. Because we threw it away. And when you throw it away, you have yourself to blame. Did Lecce amount crazy pressure on us, create so many opportunities, play us off the park, do like the unthinkable, do the impossible? Ethan Hunt FC, are they? No. No, they're not. We were Robin Hood. They weren't Ethan Hunt. We were Robin Hood. We just gave them a point. We gifted it. We gifted it to the poor. Let's cheer the poor. Like, they're down there in Serie A, guys. And we had all the momentum throughout the whole game, but what did that mean? Nothing. Nothing. Because football is not based on statistics. The only statistics that matter are goals scored and goals conceded. And we scored one and they put one in our net. So we were equal in that regard. 72% ball possession doesn't mean anything. 2.69 expected goals compared to their 0.26. 0.26 they had. Doesn't matter. They got a point. 25 total shots compared to their 6. Doesn't matter. 6 big chances, their 0. Doesn't matter. They scored. And it's our fault. It's our fault. It's all our fault, guys. This Lecce team is so bad. I can't reiterate how bad they are. Let's talk about the first goal. First of all, the Fot Mob are on a madness right now because we did not play a 4-2-3-1. What kind of game did they watch? It was a 3-4-3, as it always is. Cambiaso wing back over here, McKennie wing back over here. But McKennie was like an electron. He was everywhere. We'll touch upon him. First goal. Andrea, you're my guy. Everyone that watches me knows you're my guy. Once upon a time, I claimed you were the best fullback in the world. I'm not going to lie. I believed it at the time. Because in the 23-24 season and the first few months of the 24-25 season, I believed that. I thought, you know what? This guy here is so unique. This guy here is ambipedal. Can play in a 5-back, in a 4-back, on the right, on the left. It's comfortable in possession. Can invert into an 8. Is super creative. Never loses the ball. Defensively, he's sound. He's reliable at the back. He's not making too many mistakes. His final ball is of the highest caliber. He'll put in a crazy ball. He's creative for a fullback. He's the perfect mold of a Pep Guardiola fullback. I said all these things in the 23-24 season. Guys said I was crazy. Until January this year, well, last year actually, January 2025 came around. When Mr. Pep Guardiola and Manchester City wanted Andrea Cambiaso, they gave us a 60 million offer. I saw that and I thought, wow, I know so much about football, but this is also bad. I spoke it into existence. I knew this guy was a Pep Guardiola footballer from the moment I saw him. I knew he was unique as a fullback, but I'm like, damn, he's one of the best in the world, if not number one. I can't afford to lose Cambiaso. But guys, that one injury last season, I forgot the game it was against. He had a bad injury since then. Andrea Cambiaso has not reached that same level he was operating at. He's had his moments. Of course he's had his moments. He scored against Cremonese this season. Important goal. He's done his thing in certain games. That little flick to Conceição at the Roma game. I was there. Lovely. But he has too many lapses recently in his game. Something that he never had. He was Mr. Consistent. He was Mr. 7 out of 10 every single game for us. Under Allegri, then in the 24-25 season, as I said, for the first few months. You could always rely on Andrea defensively, offensively. As I said, he was always one of the best players on the pitch, if not the best. In the Coppa Italia final, I was on live and I was just saying, give the ball to Cambiaso. This is before Kenan was starting, by the way. So we didn't even have Kenan at the time. We had like Chiesa, Vlahovic. I was like, give the ball to Cambiaso's feet and he'll figure it all out. Now, obviously, I say give the ball to Kenan's feet and he'll figure it all out. But that was the wavelength at which Cambiaso was operating on. And that injury ruined everything. It ruined everything, bro. And now, obviously, today, and since then, he's had too many lapses in judgment. Today, bro, the goal, it's like, it's the 47th minute. It's 0-0. It's frustrating because we've been all over them. We've been smothering them. We should be like 4-0 up. A minute, maybe 5. Maybe even 6. I don't know. But we should be winning comfortably. And Cambiaso plays I don't even know, like a pass across our own half into Bamba. Was it Bamba? Banda. This guy here, Banda. Who actually, it was a really good finish from Banda, I'm not going to lie. But he gifted him the ball. Rule up there. Okay. I'm trying to like just chain all my thoughts together. You know the Tom Garrett clip? I know this is going to sound like crazy, where he's like, if you can't do 10 kick-ups, I don't respect your football opinion. Basically saying, if you've never played football, I can't respect your opinion. You know that clip? I was on that little debate thing. You probably would have seen it. Anyway, he claimed, this guy, Tom Garrett, football content creator, if you can't do 10 kick-ups, I don't respect your football opinion. Basically saying, just underlining it, saying, if you have no basic football experience, having played the game, don't talk about football. That's what he claimed. Now, I'm not saying I agree, disagree, whatever. But if you've actually played football, what I'm saying to you watching, and everyone who likes football, has played football to like a normal level, bro. I'm not claiming I was once academy level, no. But one of the main rules of football, especially when you're in the defensive half of the pitch or the defensive third of the pitch, you never play the ball across goal. Never. That's like rule number 1. You never play a cut ball across your own half. Especially in the defensive third, you never do it. In case a player intercepts, in case you mishit it, in case you give the worst pass in mankind that a defender has to control, and then he miscontrols it, or you just put inviting pressure on yourself. You never do it. You clear it. You put it in the stands. You hit it long. You never play that pass. That's like rule number 1 is what I'm saying, right? And Cambiaso did that. It was an error. It was a sloppy error. Something that I don't expect from a player like Cambiaso. Something that I don't expect from players in general in the Serie A. Like, those mistakes you make are like not at that level. You don't see that often. That's a mistake. Then overall, he just wasn't in the game whatsoever. Now, that's the goal gifted to them. They didn't create anything. We gifted it to them. Now, what didn't win us the game? Of course, we have to talk about it. And do I want to talk about it? No. Because I'm probably going to see that penalty replayed in my mind all of tonight. When I want to go to bed tonight, you know, have a nice sleep, I'm just going to be thinking, oh, if that just went in, if we just scored the pen, we would have won the game 2-1. It wouldn't have been the best of performances, but we would have grinded out a win and we wouldn't be complaining and we would have moved on. But that penalty from Jonathan David, guys, it was a poor pen. There's no two ways about it. It's one of the poorest pens I've seen. Because I don't know what he was doing. Now, the commentator kept saying he was going for the Panenka. That's not a Panenka. A Panenka is a little... I don't even know why I'm moving my chair back and doing it with my foot as if you guys can see it. I can't even change the camera angle. Hold on, if I go like this, can you maybe see? Panenka is like a chip. A chip. A chip. Do you understand? Hold on a minute. Now I have to get this back in order. Oh, damn it. I've messed up the camera angle trying to do the Panenka. Look. Hold on. I've messed up the camera angle now. Absolutely brilliant. Hold on a minute. Align that. There we are. Now we're cooking on gas again. Still not perfect. Okay, that's fine. That will do. That will do. Anyway, that was my example, my recreation of the Panenka. You chip it. Everyone knows a Panenka. Zidane's done it. Pirlo's done it. We all know what the Panenka is. He didn't Panenka it because he hit it with the side of his foot. This side of the foot. He hit it here. He didn't hit it here. He hit it here. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it was just a weak shot down the middle, bro. It was like a half-hearted effort. It was almost like he didn't want to shoot the pen. And my question is, right, I have a question. Because I wouldn't have even let Jonathan David take the pen. I'll be honest. If I was the captain, I don't know who let him take it, whether it was Spalletti or Locatelli. For me in that situation, I cannot think of the reason why David took it. Yeah, he won it. He won it. The handball came from his sort of flick-on shot, whatever you want to call it. But bro, Jonathan David hasn't scored a league goal since August. He's low on confidence. He wasn't playing particularly well today. He hasn't been playing particularly well in general. Why would you let him take the pen? It's 1-1. We need the 3 points. We have to win this game to help us push for top 4, potentially the Scudetto, right? In May, whatever, when it comes around. Potentially, right? That's a big hypothetical. I don't get why he was the man given the responsibility to take the penalty. I don't understand that, because you got the captain, Locatelli, who scored a pen in the Coppa Italia this year, but not to mention, when there's pressure, my guy scored the pen against Venezia last season to put us in the top 4. And he's the captain. I'm thinking, yeah, Luca, you take it. I'm seeing David with the ball. I'm thinking, no. Or you give it Kenan, who, yeah, he missed the pen in, I think, the Coppa Italia last season when we got knocked out. But he scored a pen earlier this season. He's flying high on confidence. He's our best player. He's the best player in the league. Let Kenan take the pen. But David took it. And I'm looking at the situation, I'm thinking, why? Why, when it's 1-1, amount even more pressure on him? He looked so nervous holding the ball. He looked froze, bro. I was watching the TV thinking he looked so nervous. I was worried. I was thinking the worst, guys. I wasn't confident that he'd score because he looked like a deer in headlights. He just looked nervous. He just looked nervous. It was that added weight of pressure. And now he missed it in bad fashion. There's even more pressure on him. I don't understand why he took it in the first place. So those two situations have cost us today. We gifted them their goal. We missed the penalty in bad fashion. And we've tied this game. It feels like a loss, though. I have to be honest with you guys. It feels like a loss. Super disappointing. Quick water break. Super disappointing. In terms of good performances, bro, I got two. For me, obviously, it goes without saying, Kenan got the assist. Just, for me, the best player in the league. He wants the ball. Every time he was on the ball, especially in the first half, he was creative. He was causing problems. Bro, they had to sub their right back. My man, Perez, got hooked in like the first half hour because Kenan was toying with him that badly. He got hooked. Tactical decision, not even an injury. Their right back got hooked. That's how much Kenan was cooking him. He hit the post at the end. Wow, what a strike, man. Even there, unlucky, man. Fell to a Penda who really should be doing better. He should be hitting the target, but he was excellent. And of course, I got a big up. It's the Weston McKennie, Captain America. I don't know, just incredible. Absolutely incredible. The Winter Soldier, Bucky Barnes, Steve Rogers, Iron Man, whatever Marvel character you want to give him. Took his goal really well. Covered the most distance on the pitch. Was absolutely everywhere. Found himself in all these situations, all these positions. We need to renew his contract. He's such a useful asset to this team. For me, these two were the best on the pitch. I have to big up Kelly as well. I thought Kelly was so good, bro, in the defence. He was coming out so well with the ball. Super confident on the ball. Won all his duels. Completed the most passes. I thought he was great as well. The rest weren't amazing. Locatelli, like the goal came from him with a little lovely ball into Zagrova who then cut it across. But just good. Otherwise, still good, not poor. Thuram wasn't really at the races. David, no. Conceição wasn't at the races. Kalulu wasn't there either for me today. Cambiaso definitely wasn't there at the races today. Just it was a bit of a shame. It's a bit of a shame, and now obviously we have to look at the table because now we're in 5th, tied on points with Roma, but Roma are playing Atalanta today, and this is the problem, guys. Yeah, Atalanta could win. They could do us a solid, but we're gonna look at this situation and think if Atalanta do us a solid tonight. If we had won, we'd be 2 points clear, bro. And top 4, we'd be cooking. We'd be cooking right now. If Roma draw, it's not the worst. I mean, they're 1 point ahead of us, but it's not ideal. Actually, in all seriousness, right? We just need Atalanta to win tonight, to do us a solid. But even then, it's just frustrating, bro, because then, as I said earlier, we could be 2 points clear. AC Milan won yesterday. They weren't particularly great at Cagliari, but they got the 3 points. They got the 3 points, and that's all that matters. Putting the ball in the back of the net. And they grinded out the result, something we couldn't do today, and it's just super disappointing. Super disappointing. I can't really describe sort of the why. The why. It just feels like a loss, guys. It feels like a loss. I think top four is still very doable. I do, but I think I'm more upset because I believed in the Scudetto. I believed that if we had won these 5 games, we could be in for a little charge, a little, I don't know, underdog story sort of thing. Well, obviously we're Juventus underdogs, but I mean, like, in terms of like the table right now, nobody ever expected us to be in and around the Scudetto, fighting for it. But I really believed after we beat Roma and Bologna and then saw these next 5 games, I was like, that's 5 wins. I believe that it would be 5 wins. And look, 4 wins and a draw still wouldn't be the end of the world. We can still claim this back. But I'm a bit deflated with the manner in which we drew today. The fact that we gifted them the goal. We missed the penalty. That, like, we didn't capitalise. We missed so many opportunities in the first half and the second half. Falcone had a game of his life. It was just like, God didn't want us to win today for whatever reason, bro. Fate just didn't want us to win. And that's why I'm like, I feel like every Juventus fan will sort of be like me a bit at the minute, a bit disheartened, a bit disappointed that we couldn't come away with the 3 points. And it's frustrating. There's nothing else for me to say apart from the fact there was a frustrating result, and we got to get back to the drawing boards. Also, I just want to say, I do think Spalletti should have bought a Miretti in this game. I really do. I think that was another sort of, I think it was a weird one why Miretti didn't come on, because the game against Pisa, when he came on, he looked super sharp. Obviously, that goal at the end, Yildiz' goal came from Miretti's sort of solo dribble. When he brought on Koopman, I was a bit like, we need a goal. I think Miretti would be better because he'll give us more flair in the attack, more creativity. I think Fabio should have come on the pitch, I'll be honest with you. I do think Fabio should have come on. I think we should have also switched to a 4-back earlier on in the game, because we didn't need a 5-back. We just needed a 4-back with more attackers on the pitch to try and break them down because they were in a low block. So, I don't know. But those are just my thoughts on the game. 1-1. Upsetting, of course. We move on to the next game against Sassuolo, which is going to be complicated because Sassuolo, I think they tied 1-1 against Parma, actually, this weekend. But they're a bully of the big boys. They love turning up against the big boys. They do, against AC Milan, Napoli, Inter, us. They always get something from it. They always turn up, and they're in good form, you know. They're in good form, Sassuolo, this season. So that won't be easy. Away from home as well, at the Mappe. I remember a few years ago, I went to a game. Gatti scored the weirdest own goal of my life. Like, it's not the best place on earth to go, but we need to bounce back with 3 points. There's no two ways about it. Anyway, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're so close to 20k subs. Thanks so much for the love on the channel recently. Like the video if you enjoyed, share it with some friends. But most importantly, what I care about most is hearing from you guys. What did you think about the game? Comment it down below. Let me know what went well, what didn't go so good, what do we need to improve on. And I'll see you in the next one. Love.